Happy mid-morning, guys. Okay, sometimes all I can do is shake my head. I swear that this administration tries to outstupid itself every day, and it's going to come at our expense. Okay. Good old Joe Biden announced this morning that he is promising South Africa $8 billion. Of course, we're going to have to borrow this money too, to shut down the coal plants in South Africa. I know. When do we talk about Africa, right? But we're going to talk about $8 billion too. Now, I'm going to give you this. We know what's going on with Europe, okay? Europe is trying to refire the coal plants because, gee, we don't have any natural gas because Biden wanted us to put sanctions on Russia. So we did that. Oh, okay. So now we don't have enough of our alternative energies to keep the people warm, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 heating bills coming out in Europe right now. A month, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about South Africa and coal real quick, and then how this is going to affect us. South Africa is the seventh largest coal mining country in the world. 248 million tons of coal is mined in South Africa. All right. These are the six ahead of them. China, India. Okay, please don't get me started on global warming. Okay. Indonesia, the U.S. is number 4. Australia and Russia. Okay. So let's see, China and India, pollution, United States, hey, we got to shut all this stuff down. Russia, well, we're not getting anything from there. Okay. So, Australia and Indonesia, the other ones that are in there, yeah, it's okay. Shipping coal from Australia, that might be a little difficult. Just saying. So that kind of leaves Indonesia, right? 77% of the power in South Africa, all power, heat, electricity, whatever, is derived from coal. 95% of the power in Africa is derived from coal that is mined and processed in South Africa. Joe's idea is we're going to shut down the coal production in South Africa, and we're going to get them all on alternative energy. We bitch about nation building of politicians. This guy isn't nation building. This guy is continent destroying. Okay. Now, I've been to South Africa. I've been to Johannesburg. I've been to Cape Town. I've been to Durban. I've actually gone to Swati villages, and I've gone to Zulu villages in my life. Okay. Seen this stuff firsthand. Okay. Granted, it's been many years, but at the time, the cities were very beautiful, and going out and seeing the villages and stuff like that was very interesting. Okay. This would destroy the third largest economy on the continent of Africa. Okay. Just saying. What does this lead to? This goes back to the war on coal that Joe has. If you go out and ask Americans, Germans, French, Italians, British, Australians, Indonesians, Koreans, Japanese, I don't care who, okay? Ask 100 people if they think they should shut down the coal mines anywhere and go to alternative energy. You might get 1 in 10 people to say, yeah, we need to go through alternative energy. I'm sorry, Greta Thunberg does not speak for the world, okay? She speaks for the little fringe element out there, the Al Gores and the John Kerry idiots that think solar power and wind power is the answer to everything. It doesn't work. Okay, I think I've told you before that if you took every single battery in the world and charged it by solar or wind power, Every single, I mean, that's every one of them. Storage capacity. At the average use of electricity around the Earth, every single battery has enough storage capability to power the Earth for 75 seconds. In a minute and 15 seconds, come back to me because your computer, your iPhone, or whatever doesn't work anymore. That's how, and now we've got to go back and recharge those batteries. And even if we do one of our little solar generators that's fast charge, in 80 minutes, you could charge it to full again. So you could get another 75 seconds worth of energy. Do you see where I'm going with this? Can you imagine every hour and 20 minutes, you get power for a minute and 15 seconds? Those are the facts. That's the real capacity of renewable energy on the face of the earth right now. Okay. So Joe's going to borrow $8 billion to shut down the energy source of a continent. Where's that $8 billion come from? Oh, I don't know. Could we, if we're going to borrow the money, could we do something maybe to increase the coal capacity of the United States? The nuclear capacity of the United States, the hydroelectric capacity of the United States. I don't know, maybe we could continue building the Keystone XL pipeline so we had oil in the United States. $8 billion of our money he is going to give to destroy a continent. The overwhelming response when this was announced here shortly ago by Congress. I mean, I'll read you some of these tweets. Warren Davidson, just like student debt transfers, Joe Biden doesn't have the authority to deliver on his foolish promise. He also doesn't have a clue. That was that quote. We could take this one from Lisa Rutkowski. How much are we going to be paying China? There's only so much money you can print. What a thought. Okay. Joe Nikosha just put a bunch of clown emojis up. All right. I mean, this is the idiocy of this guy. And we're paying for it. I don't know what to say at this point, but like I said in this morning's video, it's not going to be long until we are just choked to death, and it's going to be 100%, 100% tax. I mean, I'm just telling you, because when people borrow money, they have to pay interest on it, okay? We are already looking at 50% of all the tax revenue that we generate, that the United States government gets from us every April. Half goes to pay the interest on the money that we have borrowed. We can't service this debt. What are they going to do? They are going to continue to raise taxes. I keep telling people this. And raising taxes destroys companies, which causes job losses. I mean, it's a snowball effect, guys. The more and more and more that we do stupid stuff like this to destroy their economy, destroys our economy. What good is the world running on solar and wind power if there's no people here? Okay? And they could say whatever they want. Well, this is why depopulation is so important. We've got to get the people. I tell you what, if there's one person in my house, or if there's 2 people in my house, or if there's 10 people in my house, it still requires the same amount of energy to heat the house. It still requires the same amount of energy to cook dinner. Okay? It doesn't matter if I cook 10 hamburgers or 1 hamburger. It's going to take the same time and the same amount of energy. It's just a bigger pan. Okay? This is what they can't get through their head. And this is what we are prepping for. Okay? And this is why I continually say The most likely SHTF event that we are going to face is complete and utter economic collapse. We are heading for a depression, and not a depression like 1929 because it was all speculation and people borrowing money, 90% margins and stuff like that to pay for stocks and all this sort of stuff. That's not what happened. We're heading for a depression because of one institution's infatuation with spending other people's money. The government will just borrow more. From who? What's going to happen to the United States economy when Japan and China, who are the two largest creditors to the United States, come and go, we want our money back. We don't have it in the tank. I've mentioned before, again, writing on the wall stuff. You see these countries all over the world, even China came out yesterday and announced they are buying gold like crazy. They are buying silver like crazy. The United States government is selling it. We are going to face an economic collapse. There is no question whatsoever. All right? Biden is trying to devalue the dollar to zero, okay? You can't borrow your way out of debt. You can't borrow your way to prosperity. But he is trying to, again, bring everybody to the same level, not up. We're not trying to get the African continent up to the standard of living in the West. We're trying to get the people in the West down to the standard of living of those Zulu tribes that I visited, those villages. If you want to live in a hut that is made of cow dung and sticks, go for it. I don't. That's not what I busted my ass for 40 years doing. I'm betting it's not what you and your parents and your grandparents and everything that they worked hard for, and a lot of them died for, did. Guys, protect yourself financially any possible way you can right now. I could go back into telling you buying gold and silver. You know what my theory is on that, okay? It's protecting yourself. I'm not going to beat a dead horse on it. But understand, there is going to be a day you are going to wake up and those dollars are going to be kindling for the fireplace. Weimar Republic, no problem. Where the wheelbarrow was worth more than all the cash in it. This is what we're being driven to. A lot of people think Joe's an idiot for this. I'm surprised there aren't 335 million others that agree. Pinball out.